All right, we're going to make video number 2 for example 2. In this problem, it says 4 students is what percent of 20 students? Okay, so we're still using the percent proportion because it's very easy to set up and match up everything. So making my ratios. And in this particular problem, what we don't know is the percent. So I'm going to pick a variable. In this particular case, I'm going to pick P since it's the percent I don't know. And since it's the percent, all percents are out of 100. Now, we know in our proportion, eventually we're going to cross multiply. And to help us figure out where to put the 4 and the 20, we need to look for any keywords here. And the keyword of is here again, our magic word. And of means I'm multiplying. So it says I'm to multiply a percent times 20. So my percent has to be multiplied by 20. So I'm putting my 20 down here. Now I want to point something out here. Notice that the 20 is the total students, and the total students is beside 100. Think of it as 100%. It's the total amount. So again, the total number of students is 20, which will be 100% of the class. And then it says 4 students is some percent of 20. So the 4 students is going beside the percent that I'm going to look for, because the 4 students, I'm trying to figure out what percent that is. They match up. So when I cross multiply here, I'm going to get 20p equals 400. One-step equation now, divide both sides by 20 to get the variable by itself. And then p equals 20. Now, we are solving for a percent, and leaving just 20 is not the same thing as 20%. 20% is only out of 100. Whereas if you write down the number 20, that would be the whole number 20, and they are not equal. So now to check myself, I have a couple different opportunities here or ways I can check myself. If I just want to go back into my proportion and change the p to 20 and cross multiply, I will get the cross products of 400 equals 400. So I can show there that I am correct. Another thing I can do is I can go back to where I had 4 over 20. 4 students out of 20 students. If I divide that out, I'm going to get 2/10. And then we know to make it into 2%, we multiply it by 100, and that would give us 20%. So there are 2 different ways now to see how we can make sure our answer makes sense. Another thing to ask ourselves about our answer making sense here is that, 4 students is not a lot of students out of 20. So whenever I'm saying that, it's 20%, that makes sense because you figure 4 is definitely less than half the class, definitely less, which is definitely less than 50%. So something else we need to think about whenever we are thinking, does our answer make sense? Half the class would have been 10 kids, and it's not 10 over 20, it's 4 out of 20. So it's less than 50%. So getting an answer like 20% does actually make sense.